Maggie's shoe shop carried the newest and hottest shoes in New York City. Women came from all over the country to get Maggie's shoes. Before any other store had the new styles, Maggie's had them. Lots of the big name stores were shocked when Maggie's got the new shoe styles before they did. No one knew that Maggie's brother was a fashion designer, and he had so many connections in the business. And for a few favors and a good word in the right ears, Maggie got her shoes before everyone else. Whatever day of the week that Maggie announced that she was getting the latest styles in, she would have a line around the corner. Today was that day. Maggie had gotten in the new pink shoe with the 6-inch heel. It was magnificent to behold. The toe of the shoe was open and the color was almost blinding. The shoe took the word sexy to a new level. It was actually quite reasonably priced, but there were a limited supply of shoes available. No one could pay Maggie to pre-order the shoes, no matter how much they paid or begged. She had a policy of first come, first served, no exceptions. Maggie actually had to hire security on days like today. For one thing, she had about 80 pairs of shoes in various sizes, and there were already almost 100 women lined up outside. Maggie thought to herself, despite how feminine people think women can be, they can be vicious too, even over something as seemingly unimportant as shoes may be to some people. Some women are crazy over their shoes. She remembered how one security guard had gotten trampled to death in one of the big-named stores during Black Friday sales. She hired extra help to keep her close to the register and away from the floor, just to avoid close contact with the women. The door opened and in they came. It sounded like a stampede of wild animals. It was baffling that so many of these well-to-do women with named brand bags and jewelry and clothing were practically foaming at the mouth getting to the shoes. The security guard was instructed to only allow in 15 women at a time. Each one came in, and one of the girls waited on them, and of course they all ordered the pink shoe. Size 7 seemed to be the most common, and it was a good thing that Maggie had ordered more of those than the larger sizes. Each woman got her shoes and came to the register and told Maggie how much they loved her, and they were so thankful that she was the kind of woman that understood their need for beautiful shoes. After all, shoes make the outfit complete. Outside, the weather had started to deteriorate, and the clouds were thickening and darkening. Rain began to fall, and the umbrellas went up, but nobody left the line. One woman, Giselle, asked a woman to hold her place in the line while she went to put money in the parking meter, but the woman looked at her like she was crazy. So she left and said, "I'll be back for my spot in a minute." When she got back and tried to take her spot back, the woman shouted out, "You leave it, you lose it!" And she blocked Giselle from getting back in the line. "I can't believe that you're doing this. Don't be so ignorant," Giselle shouted back. Everyone else in the line acted like they didn't see anything, and they just kept moving forward as the line slowly moved and the rain fell. Frustrated, Giselle went to the back of the line, not wanting to fight this foolish woman. Inside, women were trying on their new shoes and parading around the store, telling each other about the outfits that they had purchased in anticipation of this day and their new pink shoes. Maggie looked at a few of the women in disgust. One really big woman could barely walk in a 2-inch heel, but this 6-inch heel made her look like she had 2 left feet. She thought, where on earth is she gonna wear these shoes? As heavy as she is, the first time her ankle twists, she's going to break the heel and probably her ankle too. Maggie kept scanning the women in the shop, but she kept raking in the cash. No matter how good they looked or how silly they looked, they were paying for Maggie's lifestyle. The rain was really pouring down outside the shop now, and poor Giselle was getting soaked. There were only about 20 more people in front of her, and she could see the door now. She really wanted these shoes because her sister was getting married, and the bridesmaids were all wearing pink. She was the only one that hadn't gotten shoes for the wedding because she was out of town and didn't make any of the rehearsals. She was so proud of her little sister, and her fiancé seemed so genuine. Giselle felt that she had really hit the jackpot, and she wanted this to work for her sister so much. She knew that her sister would absolutely fall in love with these shoes once she saw them. They had the same size foot, and Giselle figured that she would let her sister beg a little first, and then give her the shoes as a present. Just then, she heard the other women close to the door begin to cry out. No, no, oh no, they went on. What's happening? Giselle asked. They sold out, one woman in front of her responded. Oh no, that's impossible. I have to have those shoes, cried Giselle. At that moment, the door opened and some of the women that had gotten shoes came out. Among them was the woman that wouldn't let Giselle back in the line. She had gotten her shoes, and even in the pouring rain, she came walking over to Giselle. Oh, you didn't get there in time, honey. That's too bad, she said tauntingly. She had a very large umbrella, and she reached into her bag and took out one of the lovely pink shoes and held it up in Giselle's face. This is what they look like. I guess your eyes will only see them from this distance. As she finished her sentence, a large truck came by and roared through the large puddle that had formed by the curb, and water came like a tsunami up onto the woman and Giselle. The woman holding the shoe started to fall towards Giselle, and as Giselle reached out her hand, it caught hold of the shoe. The woman kept coming with great force towards Giselle, and as the woman fell, the 6-inch heel, now in both women's hands, went into her eye socket. Giselle let go, and the woman fell to the ground with the shoe heel buried in her head. Everyone screamed in horror as the blood ran down the street mixing with the rain. Giselle's sister's wedding was postponed because her father had to use the money for Giselle's bail. Apparently, no one believed Giselle's story that it was an accident because they said that they had witnessed the two women arguing earlier. The prosecutor is going for murder 1, but they're talking about a deal for manslaughter. Maggie's shoe shop closed up for a week after the incident, but the publicity has made her shop even more popular. The line has about 200 people on the days when new shoes come in. Maggie has hired more security now, inside and outside of Maggie's shoe shop.
Cold out here. Your loyalty don't come for free. So welcome to Street Stories NYC. Ooh, no mercy here. City, take your soul, leave you cold out here. Yeah, loyalty don't come for free. So welcome to Street Stories NYC.
Get the raw full 45 set collection. Available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, iTunes, and of course, StreetStoriesNYC.com.